So you decided to click. You decided to find out the hard truth that's going to give you a head start into success, into the life you want. So welcome. I'm 31 and I've lived a lot of trials and tribulations. I feel that I wish that if I knew younger, I would be much further ahead. So, with that being said, the things I've learned, I'm going to tell you. That way you don't have to go through that. You can skip the whole process. You already have the knowledge, because if nobody has already told you, I've told you. And you can use it to the best of your ability. So, a few hard truths is, you're not special. You're not special. It's 8 billion people in the world. What makes you think you're special? What makes you think you're God's gift to earth? Everybody's God's gift to earth. That's why we're all here. So, you're not special. So get it out of your head that I'm special and I deserve this and the world owes me this and people owe me that, especially if you're a young man. Nothing is going to be handed to you. Nothing is going to be given to you. People will rarely take sympathy on you. You know why? Because you're not an attractive woman. And an attractive woman is what, runs the world right now. So that's just the way how it is. Attractive woman runs the world in terms of getting what she wants, skipping the line, shortcuts. It is what it is. But that doesn't mean it's over for men either, because all a man has to do is build his value, work on himself, ignore distractions as much as possible, because they will set you back and they will keep you down. And you'll be good. You'll be good. So that's one of them. You're not special. You're not special. Another thing is, you have to work hard, but you also have to work smart. You have to work hard, but you also have to work smart, because it don't matter how hard you work. If you're not working smart, you're just working hard and you're basically bringing in pennies. You're not getting the full value of what you deserve. That's why jobs feel so draining. That's why jobs feel so hard on the body, hard on the soul, hard on the mind, because you're working hard, but you're not really benefiting from it besides your employer. You get what I'm saying? So you if you're going to work hard, you have to work smart also. Have a goal, have a plan that you could put into action. Don't let all your hard work go to waste. Don't spend all your hard work all in one place. Have something, have some type of game plan that can help you fulfill the life you want. You get what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. A lot of people work hard almost all their lives, and in the end, they have nothing to show for it. Besides, I worked hard. Besides the words coming out their mouth, I worked hard. If that's all you have to show for it, then, hey, I don't want you to work hard in vain. Make it a reason to why you're working. Don't just work just to work. Make it a reason why you're working. You got to work smart. Find the loopholes. Find the shortcuts. Make it easier on yourself. But at the same time, you're not slacking off either. You're not letting stuff fall by the wayside. You're not just letting life do what it do. You get what I'm saying? So that's some things I wish I would know, let's say like 10 years ago. Because I'll be working hard, but I don't really have no plans, no goals set in place. So every day I'm just working until you get burned out. Because I don't have a goal in mind. I'm just like a test dummy. I'm just like a robot. I'm just working. But I'm getting up, doing the same monotonous routine over and over again, but I don't have no plan in my mind to why I'm even doing this. So that's my advice to you. Have a plan in mind. Now, as later on in life, then I start figuring out having a plan. I'm like, okay, I'm working towards this goal. I'm working towards getting a car. I'm working towards doing this. I'm working towards putting this towards my business. I'm working towards, see, now you're working for a reason. Because now you have stuff to look forward to. You have stuff to gain. You're not just making your employer richer. You get what I'm saying? Another things, avoid distractions as much as possible. In this world, especially as a young man, distractions are the hardest thing to avoid because distractions hits you where the big guy wants it to hit you, and it hits you in your pocket. It hits you in your pocket. It hits you in your financial status. It keeps you down. It keeps you, meek. It keeps you non-aggressive. It keeps you calm. It keeps you, it keeps you out the way, basically. It keeps you out there. It makes you a non-threat. It makes you a non-threat. And one thing in this world we don't want a man that knows his value. We don't want a man that sticks up for himself. We don't want a man who points out what's wrong in society. We don't want that because it makes you a threat. It makes you a problem. You have the ability now to convince other people to, hop on that same train as you. And we don't want that. We don't need you convincing the masses of the corruption that's going on in the world. We don't need you because we don't need people to wake up. Keep people asleep. Keep people sedated. Keep people high. Keep people drunk. Keep people sex crazed. That's going to keep them down while the big guys, while they collect the big bucks off of your vices are making them rich. And they're keeping you poor. And they're keeping you down. Not even just financially, mentally, spiritually, all of that. Avoid distractions. Whatever that may be for you. That may be women. That may be alcohol, drugs. Whatever that may be for you. Avoid distractions. Now, I'm not saying you're not human. You give in to temptation sometimes. You're human. You're not a robot. You're not an NPC. You're not AI. You get what I'm saying? So you give in to these temptations, but you have to be mindful of what you're doing. Yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah, I gave into this temptation, but now I'm mindful of the mistake I made, and I will do everything in my power not to make that same mistake again. Because if I make that same mistake again, it's no longer a mistake. I'm doing it intentionally. So how would that look that I'm intentionally harming myself? I'm intentionally, keeping my success to a limit. I'm intentionally keeping myself down. That doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. Now I gotta understand if you do it by mistake, but you're intentionally doing it. You're intentionally doing it. Come on, man. Don't do that. Don't do that. Now, this video is just not about men. Women could take these lessons as they go too, but I can only speak from a man's perspective. And as a man in modern society, you do have to put in a lot more work, a lot more effort to achieve the stuff you want, to attract the woman you want, attract the job you want, attract the whatever you seeking. You have to put in a little bit more effort. Now, the good thing about that is once you achieve the status you want, is a little bit more sustainable. Like, you get to keep it longer. You get to, bear the fruits of it longer. As if a woman in her early years, yes, she bears all the fruits, all the gifts, everything her heart desires. But as, her later years, I'm not age shaming, but 40s, 50s, 60s, her value starts to diminish. And she can no longer pull the rich guy or they're buying drinks at the bars, and the value kind of diminishes because their value is pretty much their looks. Nobody cares if a woman is a multi-millionaire or 6 foot tall or whatever. Nobody cares. You don't have all them standards. All she had to do is be moderately pretty. That's it. Moderately pretty. Don't even have to be a supermodel or nothing. Now, but in society, it makes you think that these guys have to be, 7 foot tall, 7 figures, 7 inch, 777, 7 everything, 7 across the board. And if you're not 7 across the board, then you're basically, you're nobody basically. So these are some hard truths that you need to learn now to give you a head start into the future, because these are stuff I learned later on in life that I wish I knew at least 10 years ago. I would have been locked in. See, 10 years ago, locking in wasn't a thing. Locking in wasn't a thing. I didn't know what locking in was. I was just living life stupidly, spending stupidly, doing everything stupidly, chasing women stupidly. I just was living life. But you have to bump your head a few times to understand what you're doing is not getting you anywhere. And you have to make a few mistakes. You have to fail. See, the thing is, what I'm telling you, you have to fail. Because without failing, there is no success. There's nobody that's tried something one time and immediately shot up to success. You have to keep failing to reach a certain level of success. Anybody you see that you admire successfully, whoever you admire, and if you feel like that's the level of success you want to reach, they had to fail 100, 1,000 times before they even get to the point that you're even seeing now. You get what I'm saying? They did not just wake up and say, well, I'm gonna do this and now I'm successful. Okay. No, you have to fail. Don't be scared of failing. When you go up to talk to a woman, yes, there's a chance you might get rejected, but you have to fail. That's how you build out armor. You ever wonder how some people can just talk to women with all the confidence in the world? Because they fail so many times, like it doesn't even bother them no more. They're like, well, okay, she didn't want me. Okay, well, let me try over here. No, but nothing. I'm not saying be super aggressive or nothing, but you're just the rejection, the failure doesn't bother you. It's just another walk in the park for you because you're used to it. You build up that tough skin. You build up that armor. So you're good. You're Gucci. That's why a lot of women can't take rejection. You turn down a woman. Oh, well, you're broke. You're gay. You got a small penis. So every name in the book, because it hurts them. They can't. Someone telling them no, especially a sexual advance, it hurts them. You gotta be gay. No, I'm just not interested. You're just not my type. You're just not my speed. Why can't you have your preference? Why can't I have mine? You get what I'm saying? So like I said, you have to fail. You have to learn how to fail. You need to scrape your knee over and over again. Scrape it 1,000,000 times. Scrape it 1,000,000 times. You have to learn. You have to build up that tough skin. Like me. I've been doing YouTube for I've been on YouTube for 17 years. I started taking it serious in the past 5 to 6 years. This is my second channel, by the way. On my first channel, is many years before I started getting any views. I wasn't getting any views, and I was being discouraged. Like, dang, nobody watching it. Should I give up on? I wanted to quit 1,000,000 times because I felt like a failure. But it's something in my heart, something in my spirit that just kept telling me to keep going. So that's what I've been doing. I've been keep going. And now that I'm on the second channel, I'm continuing the process. So whoever I get help with these videos is who I get help, and that's the whole purpose of me making these videos, is to help the next person. Help the next person, because nobody told me, and that's my biggest thing. I wish I went on and seeked a mentor or guidance. Nobody told me nothing. A lot of stuff, especially in this world, a lot of stuff you have to find out on your own, because the people who you expect them to tell you, they had to find out on their own. Nobody told them, so some of them feel like, why should I tell you the tricks and the trades and give up the game for free when nobody told me? I had to learn by myself. So why give you that head start? Why give you that advantage? Yes, the world is selfish like that. You have to be selfish. That's the way it is. The world is selfish like that. But I'm giving it up to you, because I'm giving up the free game to you, because like I say, there's no point in me holding it on to it for the rest of my life. There's no point in me gatekeeping it. Somebody else could use it. Somebody else could learn from this teaching. So that's if one person, it just clicks in our mind what I'm saying, hey, my job here is done. And last but not least, going back to what I talked to previous for, like how I said, I've been trying and trying. You gotta fail, you gotta fail, you gotta fail. Instant gratification does not last. Instant gratification does not fill that hole inside your soul. Delayed gratification. Practice delayed gratification. That's why I believe you should get in the gym. Because the gym does not give you delayed gratification. The gym does not give you something you can buy in a store. You have to build it over time. That's when you see a muscular guy or muscular woman and you're in such awe because it's like, dang, how did they do it? They built it over time. There's nothing they could do. Even the richest man in the world could not even get a physique like that overnight because that is delayed gratification. There's nothing instant. All the rich man can do is buy whatever is instant. Cannot buy delayed gratification. And a great delayed gratification makes you appreciate everything much more because you know how hard you work for it. You know how hard you strive for it, struggle for it, cried for it, whatever. You worked hard for it and you deserve it because you achieved it. So that's my thing. Practice delayed gratification. Now, those are my steps that will help. If you focus on them or if you be mindful of them, that will help you achieve some sort of success, guaranteed. It'll help you achieve some sort of success because you're already ahead of the pack. Because the rest of the world is so mindless and focused on materials and, chasing everything that's not beneficial to them as a person, that you are already ahead of the pack. So you focus on those, and I promise you, between 3 to 5 years, you'll start to see some progress. Remember, delayed gratification. You'll start to see some progress, and you will be amazed. And yeah, that's my message to you. And I hope everything works out. I hope everything goes good. And yeah, so shout out to y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. Appreciate y'all for checking me out. Appreciate everything. Because you don't have to be here. You don't have to watch this. You could be doing anything in the world, but you're here with me. So thank you. And peace out.